So here's a little update on the progress of the micro FT3D. You can see we have different pieces getting glued here. Just instead of using hot glue, because that does tend to add a lot of weight, I really like foam tack. This is awesome for building foam-based planes. This is a Beacon product. It's about $10 a bottle. Sometimes I can only find it at regular hobby stores, or I happen to just buy it at events. I found this Beacon 3-in-1 craft glue at a Michael's is the name of the store local here in Ohio. They may be around the country, I really don't know, but Hobby Lobby, any craft store should probably have it. So we'll see how this all goes out. It goes on pretty light. You put a thin layer, it tends to tack up really quick. If you need a joint to be movable before it sets, then you just put a little bit of heavier layer down and let it wick in, and it'll take its time drying. So the folds, everything worked out fine on the fuselage. My big test was to see if the AS3X board would fit in here, and even after I got done building it, and it did. So, you know, plans actually worked out there. I'll put in a small tray in here to hold that controller board. This back flap is not glued in, it's just taped in just to help give it some form. And where is my right angle? I don't see my right angle guide, but the bricks help, but you do have to back it up with a right angle guide in here to be sure. So B-side folds on the bottom just like normal. We're gonna have this will close, you know, once we get everything in. I won't be using a swappable pot on this. I'll just put in a hard firewall to mount the motor. It's not going to be swapped at that size. The wings, everything formed up just as you would a normal one, only we're using a single spar instead of a double height spar in there. There's only a single height spar. Remember, it's roughly 50%. This former, get that guy back in there. That former helps keep the symmetrical shape of the wing as it was gluing. It's been there for a few minutes, so I'm not worried about it moving. You see the pins on the trailing edge? That just borrows from some balsa building techniques. The 3-in-1 foam glue does not set up as fast as a hot glue product, so I just needed something to hold it in place. So get over here, and you can see I'm just using a popsicle stick. That'll be my center spar support. I did pull the paper from the inside of the wings, just as a for instance. I was going to pull the paper liners out of the inside of the wings and the fuse, but it's probably less than a gram of paper even with that. So I looked at it after I started pulling it and said, it's not worth the effort. So this is the canopy. Again, just a B-side full, A-side on the bottom and a B-side on the top. Remember, the lengths of these crossing pieces have to be adjusted to fit the width of the material. So that gets played with in the plans, no matter whether you're doing a 3D or a micro duster or whatever you're going to try and micro size. Remember to adjust the total width of the hatch for the material, not just the first cut. But that's where we are so far. I'm just going to let everything sit for a couple hours. The tail pieces, oh, there's the tail pieces. These all went together just fine. Just waiting to, you know, once we get the fuse set up, we'll pop those in. So that's where we are so far today.